See, when we talk about Tank Davis, we talking about the best fighter in the world. We got a blueprint for Tank. We got a plan for Tank. All those other guys, they're not on Gervonta Davis's level. They ain't on Tank's level. We'll get to all those other guys. We're going to knock them all down one by one. Oh, those fights ain't ready yet. Mr. We got a plan for Tank. Mr. Those fights ain't ready yet. Mr. Leonard Ellerbe will be leaving TMT Promotions to go with GTD Promotions under Gervonta Tank Davis. I'm going to give you all of the ins and the outs. We're going to talk about it. But before we do that, make sure you hit my like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's cook on it. Yeah, y'all heard me right. Floyd Mayweather is left out in the cold by Mr. Leonard Ellerbe. Now, I'm not saying that they still not tight on a personal level, but on a business level, yes. This is the news. Leonard Ellerbe will no longer be the promoter, the head promoter for TMT Promotions. He'll no longer be with TMT Promotions at all. So with that being said, it looks like this is pretty much the end of TMT Promotions. For those who didn't know and thought that Floyd Mayweather was the one that was really running things at TMT Promotions, it wasn't Floyd. It was Leonard Ellerbe, the one you always saw in front of the camera, telling you that they had a plan for Tank, telling you that they had the blueprint. And anytime it was a fighter on TMT Promotions like Rolly and some of these other young fighters, it was Leonard Ellerbe. He was the one pulling all the strings, making everything happen behind the scenes. Floyd Mayweather is the face, right? He is the main man at the company, but the one who was running everything was Leonard Ellerbe. So recently, Nick J had Jahai Ingram on the show. And I said, let me watch this to see what he's talking about. And for those who don't know who he is, he's a young fighter that's currently signed with TMT Promotions. Y'all probably know him by the sparring footage that came out of him knocking Rolly Romero out. So yeah, that's him. So they had him on the show. I checked out the show, and man, he talked about a lot of inside information that a lot of people not knowing that's going on over there at TMT. Now, we can see, man, all of these fighters that was under the TMT Promotions, that was all leaving. You know what I'm saying? The only fighter that's really left over there that we know about is young Carmel Moten. And we're going to get to him in a little bit. But as far as the interview, like I said, it was a very informative interview because he talked about a lot and he let a lot out the bag, even probably stuff that he shouldn't have said. But, you know, he went on to talk about how over there at TMT Promotions, you know, he signed with Floyd and he says Floyd does a lot. He said Floyd will give you anything that you need. He said Floyd will take care of you, but at the end of the day, the only thing they don't give you is fights. He said he was promised a certain amount of fights, and ever since he been signed with TMT Promotions, he ain't got a fight yet under TMT Promotions. Now, he did say he was able to get a fight on his own, but not under TMT Promotions. Now, the thing is that everybody want to know what I talked about in the introduction. And this is what I got from him. He says, look, man, what's going on over there at TMT Promotions is, for one, he says Leonard Ellerbe don't focus on nobody but Gervonta Davis. He said you can't even get in contact with Leonard Ellerbe, and I'm under the promotions. He also says that Leonard Ellerbe is the one that runs everything. Says Floyd Mayweather be off doing whatever he be doing out of the country, and that's Leonard Ellerbe's job to basically keep the company up running, run everything. He says, you know, he can't even get a conversation with Leonard Ellerbe on the telephone to see what's going on. And he talked about how pretty much Leonard only focused on one fighter, and that was Gervonta Davis. And we pretty much all see that. You know, Leonard, if you go down his Instagram, all you see is Gervonta Davis. If you hear Leonard Ellerbe talking, he's always talking about Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis is the best fighter in the world. Gervonta Davis this, Gervonta Davis that. But you never hear Leonard Ellerbe mention or hype up any of the other fighters on the TMT roster. I mean, we did hear him speaking about Rolly when Rolly had this last pay-per-view he had with Pitbull Cruz coming up. Yeah, he was promoting Rolly, but other than that, you never hear Leonard Ellerbe big up none of his other fighters. And that was the thing that Jahai Ingram was talking about. He says it's basically like they only focus on that one fighter. And now, you know, they got Carmel Moulton coming up and Floyd Mayweather. He's the one that's bigging up Carmel Moulton and promoting Carmel Moulton. And you really don't hear Leonard Ellerbe say too much about Carmel Moulton. And I mean, just think about it. Jaleel Hackett, he just left and he was saying the same exact thing. All the focus was on Gervonta Davis and all the rest of the fighters was left in the wind. Jaleel Hackett said these same things in a recent interview that he just did. And when I heard this, right, I said, now it's all making sense, because if y'all remember, for those who don't know, a few weeks ago, when Floyd Mayweather and Gervonta Davis was going back and forth, Gervonta Davis hopped on X and out of the blue, he told Carmel Moulton like some, and you ain't fighting on my undercard neither, nigga. And I'm like, why is he getting that young Carmel Moulton like this? Like, you know, where did this come from? Because I know that Carmel Moulton, a lot of people call him Lil Tank. He looked like Tank. He fight a lot like Tank, and so people calling him Lil Tank. And when you hear Carmel Moulton talk about Gervonta Davis, he looks up to Tank. You know, it's all praises, man. He love him some Tank. And so I was like, well, why Tank getting at the young dude like that when he looking at Tank as an idol? But now it's all coming together, because Jahai Ingram not only talked about everything that I said he talked about, he says, look, Leonard Ellerbe is leaving TMT Promotions to go be the sole promoter on GTD. Gervonta Tank Davis, he's leaving TMT Promotions to go work for Tank. And I said, oh, it even makes more sense when Floyd Mayweather, he came out and said what he said about Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Davis, how Tank was the harder puncher and Shakur was the more skilled. And if y'all was paying attention, immediately after that, Leonard Ellerbe jumped on X and he says, I tank over everybody. It's Tank over everybody. Basically responding to what Floyd Mayweather had to say, letting everybody know I'm riding with Tank. I don't care what Floyd is talking about. I'm with Tank. That's basically what that was. Now, I'm not surprised that Leonard Ellerbe is going over there with GTD, but I am surprised that he's leaving TMT Promotions, because I never thought it would be a day where Leonard Ellerbe left Floyd Mayweather. Man, look back at pictures on how Leonard Ellerbe used to be gazing at Floyd Mayweather in the background like he was just in awe of Floyd. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he would lick the bottom of the shoes that Floyd walked in. And now, if you go back and you look at pictures and Leonard Ellerbe in the background, he got that same look in his eye when it comes to Gervonta Davis. And what I'm saying about all this is Leonard Ellerbe, he's a smart man. Leonard feels like that Tank Davis is going to be the next one that come closest to getting the money that Floyd Mayweather got. Leonard Ellerbe has always told you, we got a plan for Tank. We got a blueprint. And that plan and that blueprint was for Tank Davis to be able to get as much money as he can get. And Leonard Ellerbe is one of the ones that's going to get paid a big bag off of that. So when you look at Leonard Ellerbe, look at Gervonta Tank Davis, he got dollar signs in his eyes. Of course, you know, he care about Tank. I'm not saying that he just looking at Tank as a bag, but I'm saying he's a smart businessman and he feels that Gervonta Davis is the fighter that's going to get him to that next level like Floyd Mayweather once did. And so at the end of the day, for the fans that are really fight fans that really want to see Gervonta Davis fight these other big name fights, don't bet on it no time soon, because Leonard Ellerbe, the one that's running the show, the same man that's telling you this fight ain't ready, this fight ain't ready, this fight ain't ready, and he's going to continue to tell you this fight ain't ready, this fight ain't ready, this fight ain't ready. And no matter if Gervonta Davis want to go and get all that smoke or not, he's going to listen to Leonard because he's been listening to Leonard and Floyd his whole career. And the same shit is going to go down like it's been going down. That's just what it is. It ain't no, oh man, you hate no Tank. You hate no Tank. I'm telling y'all what it is. Leonard Ellerbe been running things, and now he's running things at GTD Promotions. So all of the fight fans, y'all are under Leonard Ellerbe's timeline. And that's just what it's gonna be. So these fights ain't gonna happen no time soon. We're gonna have to wait some more years for these big fights that the fans been naming, wanting to see Gervonta Davis in. It ain't gonna happen no time soon. But anyway, at the end of the day, yeah, that's what it is, you know. Leonard Ellerbe leaving TMT Promotions to go with GTD Promotions under Gervonta Davis. Let me know what y'all think about this. Drop a comment in the comment section. Make sure y'all hit my like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subbed. And y'all already know how I do. Tango talking that boxing again, and I'm gone.